he's doing his job for now. And Broodmothers are allowing other heroes like this Kunkka to really be able to scale. He has his own little crit on top of his armlet. This Kunkka is going to be able to hit pretty damn hard, keep the wave clears and push back. And this is now turned into a game that's going to be very scary for Empire. We're about even again in the net worth. And things could change as Broodmothers now smoke up and begin to go on the move.
Yeah, but I do think the Empire still have a lot of great ways to deal with heavy engages for the Broodmother. We have another Yule Scepter coming out for the Sand King here. So you've got the OD Imprisonment, 2 Yule Scepters. You can either keep a hero alive for a really long time, or ideally you can just kind of throw the Omni Knight or the TA up in the air repeatedly if they don't have the repel on them. So that's going to allow you to really take them out of the fight for a long, long time. Miposhka, unfortunately, going to get caught out once again, but on the back line.
They've changed targets. Wanted to go for the AM as they catch him with the Torrent. Or catch him with the X marks the spot, but they're not going to have enough lockdown to stop him in his place. Now the Omni does fly forward. Aloha Dance with the false promise. Tries to make it back inside, but it's not going to be enough to save him. He goes down. Has a buyback because the approach is coming here for Broodmothers. They slash down another. A double kill comes out for Focus as he turns it up here into the later game. And they quickly etch out 2 from Empire now with a 5-3 advantage. Broodmothers quickly scamper back, get these creeps down, and want to make an assault right towards the Empire base.
I can't help but feel that there are some serious communication issues coming out from Empire. This is the second time Aloha Dance has been way too far forward, considering his team's ability to deal with the engagement. And actually going to be posted just 2-shot here. Sniper jumps in, 1 crit, 1 hit, and the ET even canceled his stomp. So even if the repel wasn't there, it's just a clean kill. And they just don't have great ways of reacting to this. He didn't even sell fuels in that situation.
They're losing racks, man. They're not buying back. They're losing racks.
They are buying back, and they're still going to lose the bottom lane.
They want to hold on to that AM buyback, though. I mean, Broodmothers might have been hoping to at least force that out, but they're going to be walking away with another bit of rewards here as they get that bottom set of racks. They pull off, and they're going to be feeling pretty damn good. The money that's going to be soaking in now. Poor little Coddle's going to be that much richer. The Omni Knight can pull all together more utility. I mean, it's just great stuff right now for Broodmothers. At what felt like a bit of a handicap at the start of this game, a wonderful performance from the Sand King in the off lane, and things are beginning to slip away.
Yeah. We didn't talk too much about this matchup and where the teams are at in the scene right now, but with looking at the schedule for today and looking at the fact that their Empire facing Broodmothers first and Vega next, you had to imagine that Broodmothers was, in their mind, the easier matchup. That this was going to be something that they could definitely, theoretically, 2-0, at least 1-1, and then Vega would be the harder challenge. But actually looking this bad in Game 1 up against Broodmothers, you have to be a little bit worried for them.
Could be just them shaking off the rust the first game. I mean,
the roster swap was pretty recent, so trying to get their feet back underneath them and really find a full 5-man team out of this roster is definitely a unique challenge.
For a lot of these teams, I know they've played a little bit in like the Pro Dota Cup just before this, so it's not their first, toes in the water experience of this new shuffle period, but they are all still learning about the chemistry with their team and what works and what doesn't work here. And for right now, Empire in a little bit of a pickle for game number 1, but they are not backing down here. Already across the river here, hoping to get an approach on Broodmothers here from the north, but Broodmothers here a bit savvy too. They've already pulled in their own reinforcements, and they're looking to take things a bit slow. They get the early repel here. Oh, Ghostic shows himself, has to quickly go into Sandstorm and pulls back and away, but they move in for it, but she goes right into the Abyssal Stun. But the Guardian Angel will come out, and with that, Broodmothers look to make their mighty turn. The boat will also fly, and now they are hard like a rock as they move on in with a strong defense. They get the pullback there for Ghostic. He tries to force away, but he gets knocked on down. Picked up right there as a double kill comes together there for the TA. And that will be the end of it. Empire quickly just make their retreat. They lose 2, and things are not going to be getting any easier.
Yeah, this is getting really rough for them. But at the beginning of the game was really the Ghost Stick show. Sand King was able to do so much, but as the game goes on, this hero is not able to really scale with the full potential of what Broodmothers bring to the table. I mean, Kaiser doesn't have to even go for BKB because nobody on Empire has bought a Diffusal Blade, so they can't consistently purge off that repel, and Kaiser can just kind of go to bat with these hard right-click items that are taking away so much armor. Right now, you've got Desolator taking 7, AC taking 5, along with the Meld taking another 8. He's able to just burst down these heroes with so much physical damage, and he's always going to have repel on.
We'll have to see what Empire can do now for a high ground defense. They have everyone but the Sand King, but
Oh!
man, they just quickly take out that TA. They come in hard, they get the Mana Void off, and Aloha Dance will walk away with the kill under his belt. And now they're looking for scrappy seconds here. Oh, a leap up and over will unfortunately lose the opportunity at stopping the Omni Knight, but he was already well underway. And Broodmothers still trying to run out. Focus will pop the Manta here, and that seems to be the end of it. A quick hold there for Empire allows them a bit more time.
Yeah, they timed it really well. With the repel ending, they're just like, go now. They jump in, they get the Abyssal, they get the combo from OD. They took no chances with that. No holds barred. And, well, it is going to be Empire cleaning up the biggest kill of the game here and taking up that unstoppable streak. But they don't get the gem back, unfortunately. That was one thing that Miposhka lost in the last time that Broodmothers were at the base, and now it's gone. But Focus actually is manning up on Aloha Dance, and Aloha Dance just says, I'm ready for you. Turns it around with the Abyssal Blade, but all the spells come out at once, and it is going to be Focus still able to disengage. I don't think either one of them really loses much from that exchange.
Fogan is feeling very confident because he's got that Kunkka, he's got that Coddle right behind him. Lots of ways to save him out. They even commit the boat and everything for that. And it's something that Empire, by now, should have hopefully acknowledged. I mean, a tough tortoise shell of a defense coming out from Broodmothers now with everything coming together. And things like the Coddle Ags, which is getting closer and closer, puts out that ridiculous amount of spam heals, especially when daytime begins to roll in. And you know, we were saying up to about a few moments ago that Broodmothers are playing a type of game where they have to play against the clock, but is that still the same case? I mean, it feels like, you know, at this point, Empire just finding those brief windows where they can kind of hold out and stall things out, but it still feels like Broodmothers are just the ones in control now.
I think it has shifted quite a bit because Juggernaut now has like Butterfly as well as almost an Abyssal Blade. He's just has so much more hard practical combat items than this Anti-Mage. Sure, he doesn't have the Battle Fury, so he can't keep up with farm with the Battle Fury, but it just the critical items that he needs to keep up in fighting potential are still there, and I feel like they've got a point of leverage with this Omni Knight. Repel is such an amazing skill. I mean, not having to invest 4,000 gold into a BKB on one, if not both, of your two carries in this kind of a situation, it just brings so much more than something like the ET. At least in this case, a lot of times you could say ET is a great late game hero. He's able to make the spells connect that will set up so many guaranteed fights, but we just haven't seen it from Miposhka this game. If Miposhka stepped it up, I would feel confident about Empire late game, but from what he's played so far, I actually give Broodmothers the edge at this point.
And for not being able to move into something like a Diffusal, I mean, they don't really have an appropriate Diffusal kind of candidate on their team.
But you can't let that stop you. You have to say, like, I've seen Jakiro buy a Diffusal Blade just because it's necessary. It's against an Omni Knight, if you don't have something like a Doom to purge it off with a Satyr Creep, then you really just need to go ahead, suck it up, and buy it on a hero that it is considered suboptimal on. I mean, even the OD could invest in it, and it would be worth their money.
Yeah, I'm curious to see from Empire's perspective, like what they feel like. Maybe they were not expecting to be put in a position where they were going to have to, you know, optimize the sense of getting a Diffusal on someone who typically would not have to get it, or maybe we're hoping to be in a position where you wouldn't have to get a Diffusal at all. But that's not the case in this game. Broodmothers are certainly in control, and they're making another big stride as they get this Roche. Aloha Dance, though, does jump in and makes quick work of the Coddle, taking him out of the picture right away, and they're hoping for more focus. Well, they try to focus him down. He goes for the Omni, but it gets quickly canceled out. The gem's going to be hitting the deck, but he has to quickly 180 back towards his team here. Jumping from the other side, they try to make a move with help of Ghost Chick right there. And under the pressure, Kaiser will be able to pull back and away. His TA eating a lot of the damage, but the Guardian Angel will be there to help out. Empire, step back, move forward. Can they get the grab on for the Omni? Yes, they can. Empire taking waves right back now as Broodmothers will be able to move in. They get the Roche, but Empire will be able to get some momentum back, bringing down a couple of supports.
Yeah, but Juggernaut still walks away with the Aegis, and it looks like the cheese was eaten. Not sure by who, but it was consumed in the midst of that, or at least denied, and will not be on the table. So, and Broodmothers still get the key factor here in that Aegis, and Juggernaut could just go in.
Yeah, no Guardian Angel now. No Omni Knight on the field. He does have buyback, but you know,
even still,
GA.
It's really hard for Empire to, like, in the next 20 seconds or so, break the pace. And yeah, there's no Guardian Angel, but two Juggernauts just means you can throw Focus's body at them, and it's still a position Empire don't want to fight in.
Jugs cleaving away creeps, Coddle Blast flying out, TA. I mean, it's actually never going to be an easy task for Empire to make a push into the base unless they get some sort of serious team wipe happening. So Empire now will just take the winnings they got and get back into their own grind of farm. But we are starting to see a position where some of these late game cores are getting pretty full and running out of inventory slots, and we'll have to see what kind of shift up they're going to make here. Aloha Dance now sporting nearly 3K. Goes right back to work here in the bottom lane. Where does he go from here now to make best use of that last slot?
Yeah, you can look at different items like the heart. Moonshard's not too bad to just because you can eat it as your next move and still have that 6th slot available. BOTs, obviously the mobility is very, very important, but even BKB could be theoretically effective in these kind of tough situations. It won't help you against the TA, unfortunately, who will most likely go MKB next. Actually, she went for the BKB herself, so she realizes that Repel's not going to be around forever. But end of the day, yeah, I almost don't necessarily feel it's Aloha Dance's items that will define the next thing as we look for this big smoke flank in bottom.
Ooh, they get the mana leak. He does blink away. While they make a move for Aloha Dance. X tried to Manta it off, but not going to be there with the timing. Does get a false promise, which helps purge away the trouble, but the chase is still on here. Steps back, has going to be forced to Abyss.
Oh, got another X.
And they get off, pull back, X again. AM not going anywhere. Good catch there from Broodmothers.
Yeah, in theory, I think the Caudal Aghanim's giving that extra clear vision over the trees would still have gotten the kill even if that second X hadn't come out, but it'll just quick fingers with that short 8-second cooldown is able to keep him within range. So nice cleanup kill on Aloha. But as I was saying before, I'm not even sure if it's Aloha Dance's next item that will define the next thing. It's the fact that while he's been happily farming things away, topping net worth and CS, his supports and all the other members have taken a secondary position in farm. So you look at the ET, who's had a Eul's for a really long time, but where's the Ghost Scepter? Where's the Diffusal Blade? Same thing with the Oracle, who's only got the Ether Lens. Like, they just need more, and now they don't have it as they get just obliterated by Focus. Nice Force Staff, nice False Promise, but these are not cooldowns you want to be using on just an ET.
No. And as Focus makes a hard, deep committed dive, and the Tier 3 does go down here in the mid lane, Aloha Dance does go into his piggy bank, pulls out the buyback now. So Broodmothers can pull off reposition and use that to their advantage. And though the kill score does say Empire ahead 19-17, you look at the net worth and it tells a very different story. As we do continue to see Broodmothers well in ahead here, as they have more of a well-rounded bulk of farm for their team as a whole, as opposed to Empire, who have just like 2 powerhouse hitters and then a foundation which seriously lacks in resources.
Absolutely. And Aloha Dance expends a lot of those resources with that buyback. You even see the buyback gold penalty. He has to wait just to farm Ancients. It's not a good time. This was a very clean disengage from Broodmothers. Your goal there is just to get the anti-mage buyback and then back out without anybody dying. Because the ET was under pressure, he couldn't catch anybody in retreat. And as a result, now Empire are down that buyback, which I'm positive Broodmothers will exploit within the next 7 minutes. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a 6-minute time window where Broodmothers can just keep on pushing, keep on pressuring. You see the lines drawn on the map. They're going top lane. And if they can kill AM just one time, the game is over. Broodmothers will be able to take the Ancient.
46-minute in to our very first BTS Europe Series match here as Broodmothers looking to pull out a good start with what most would consider a bit of an upset here. Empire, a team with some very recognizable names, a familiar name in the Dota scene. Broodmothers, a team looking to make more of a name for themselves. A good start, a good win here against Empire could allow them to build up some momentum for the remainder of this tournament. And definitely a name that I will begin to remember here moving forward. So that's what I was hoping for, because I know when you handed over the team list as we do go into a pause, a lot of teams that I had heard little bits of but had not had the opportunity of really watching and exploring. So I'm hoping about learning a lot of new players and a lot of new teams in this journey we're going to have.
Yeah, well, those that are impressed by the play of Broodmothers here, these are pretty much the second best Greek team in Dota 2.
Oh yeah, can't forget Adfinem, our other Greek boys who are also in this series.
It's hard to be top dog when Adfinem's your primary competition there, but the Broodmothers have shown that they have the full potential to take games off of Tier 1 teams. So while I wouldn't say are the most threatening presence in the European scene, they've shown that they have potential, and we'll see it in this next season whether or not they're able to rise to that occasion.
Seen plenty of teams over does not generally feel like a lot of years casting Dota start in a position like this, and then you see them at a major in the future. So we'll see where Broodmothers can take it from here. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with just game number 1. They made their approach down that top lane, but were not able to make any sort of breach. But They know that Empire still have their hands full here with this continuous juggle of pressure between all three lanes. And with the supports still not really having a lot under their belts, they only have so many tools to work with to try to keep this pressure back. And any moment you could see a jumping back line of a Focus or a TA that could just one-shot you. So the scare is there for Empire.
4 minutes left on that buyback clock. I do feel that Broodmothers should pressure this. While they have been really doing a good job of controlling the map, I really do feel like this is an opportunity that doesn't come all too often. To have your enemy carry with no buyback, with the only saving grace is that false promise. If you can just find an opening, if you can either pick up the Oracle or the AM, you're going to be in a really great place just to end the game right there. So while, yeah, you can just still keep controlling the map, getting that next big I kind of do feel like right now you have lethal on the board, and you should go for it.
We'll see if they do.
Especially against this Oracle.
Ooh, he tried to creep in. He wants to get that ward down. They want that vision bad, and they'll safely get him back into the base with the help of 4 staff. Don't go out there again. It's very scary. I mean, Broodmothers looking to tighten that noose around Empire here as they're not allowing them to really slip out any sort of side door. But here they come. A little bit of time left here on the Aloha Dance buyback clock, and we'll see if Broodmothers can capitalize on it or not.
And in the meantime, we do see that the Kunkka has been able to transition as a semi-carry. Like, he's putting out a lot of damage with the Tidebringer. He's got the Armlet, almost has a Daedalus, too. Like, they are essentially running a full Tricore, not even counting the Omni Knight.
The beauty of the Kunkka, something that Lanham certainly sold a lot of people on through his TI run. The early build into the Armlet, and suddenly this guy becomes a quick core here. We used to see a lot with like those 4-position Wraith Kings back in the day, just the way they're able to have that high ceiling, they could segue into the late game. And then, transition from something like what was it once a dual core into a tricore just gives you so many new windows and so many new opportunities when we get into this portion of the game. And we will have a little bit of a pause here coming out from our Greek boys, but we will wait a bit and see what Empire will do to defend, because it's coming right in this mid lane.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in. We did see the anti-mage go back for the BKB. It's very frustrated by the X mark and any kind of really stun combos coming out from the Kunkka. It's not really, like I said, great against the physical damage output coming in from the Juggernaut, from the TA, but end of the day, those heroes can only hit you if they have the lockdown and the ability to stay on top of you. So while you're still afraid of the Abyssal Blade of the Juggernaut, I do feel like this BKB was the right choice. We'll see if it's enough here as the high ground might break open.
Here we go. We still got plenty of time on these BKBs if you're BM here, so Sand King's tools can be rendered useless. A big deep in from Focus. He's going to be forced to try to spin and get the hell out from trouble. The boat will fly, and it certainly helps mitigate a lot of the damage there. And BM are still moving forward. Some hard shots there onto G, but not enough of a follow-up. They reposition, step back below the staircase here. Rax is still exposed, obviously, for Empire. Focus gets his life back, goes right back into work, gets some good chops here, trying to quickly take out the easier ranged Rax. But Empire will be able to kind of get rid of all the creeps and hold those Rax for now. No serious losses here, no big cooldowns expended quite yet. A slow game here from BM to kind of whittle down these Rax in a slow sieging process, maybe in hopes that Empire will be the ones to kind of pull the trigger first. If Empire do step out of position, though, expect a quick strike to come in from these hard hitters. You always have the Kunkka, you have the blast flying through, and now they make their strike. Focus is in there, gets hit with the Abyssal. The OD flies, but so does the Guardian Angel, and a bow connects right onto G, holds him in place. Omni Slash, though, begins to fly on forward. Focus with his own Abyssal looking to lock down Aloha Dance. Can he get the job done? G's hitting him. Oh, it's not going to be enough. The repel is there, and Focus limps himself away to safety. No one from BM goes down yet. Empire lose two. They lose their racks, and it looks like both could be dropping. Ghost Chick hops right back in for Kaiser, and they will be able to take down the TA with a nice little combo coming out from your Sand King.
Oh, going hard in.
Done yet?
Focus all by himself, gonna get stunned up. The Omni Knight just bails on him. Says, sorry, buddy, you're the one behind enemy lines, and we're gonna leave you all by yourself. Every man for himself at this point, but it looks like Kunkka, manly as he is gonna be locked down as well. Omni Knight will be able to make himself back safely to the well, but Ill is going down for a 4-man swing. 4 for 2 here on the high ground. Yes, they do lose the range racks, but Empire are starting to swing back. And while it wasn't as prevalent in this fight as it could have been, we do see that Diffusal Blade actually picked up on the OD. He used 3 charges